Hello guys, Lich here. So this video I want to talk about a build that I've been playing for the last few days, and this is Infernal Shade Explode. I played a similar build back in 1.0. I think that one is Jungle Queen and potions. So you basically click potions, you get a zombie explode, zombie kill things, and you get your potion back and keep repeating like that. But that's a fun build, but it's not very consistent. I think this one is a lot better. And this build is made by Antes. I believe he is the one who coming up with the idea. So I will leave a link in the descriptions to his channel if you guys want to check him out. I will also put a link to my store planner, which basically contains all the gear, passive, and all that stuff. But there is one thing on the planner that I cannot put in, and that is one idol, which is the large idol. For some reason, I cannot click that items inside the planner. So I will explain the item here, but just saying that item won't exist in the planner because it doesn't allow me to click the idol. Another thing about the planner is the items on the planner is what is supposed to be. My item that I will show on this video will be a bit different because I don't have all the items yet. I'm still trying to find a helmet. I'm still trying to find catalyst. And getting that two items is pretty hard because we are tied to a specific base. So with that said, let's move into the build. So the first one, let's talk about the passive tree. So we put 8 point here, get intelligence. This one we're going to give us armor, which is one of the layer of the defense. Put the leftover point on the top for damage, and 1 point here, and 1 point here on mania or mortality. Now this point is good because it's going to give you ward every time something dies around you, which is in this build, you explode your minions like all the time. You're going to generate ward from there. Now, if you want to have like a better ward generations, you can actually take this 3 node out because the damage node on this one and this one is not really that good. So you can just take it out and put it here so you can generate ward a lot easier. Although this one is like 10% chance. So but you generate quite a lot of ward with this one. And the next one on the Lich, we take the intelligence node. This one going to give us Lich, and this one going to give us damage. Now this damage, that's with that, will get triple when you have that seal. And on Lich, that seal is basically one skill that you're always going to use, and that seal and Reaper form is like a very, very strong combo in Lich. And we are also going to take Harvest Legions. This is going to give us more minion because in this setup we explode our minions, so the more minion we have, that's basically more ammo for us to explode. And we take 7 point here. This is just more damage. This one more intelligence. This one give you crit and cast speed, and this one give crit chance. Also ward on critical strike, so that one is also pretty nice. And this one is flat damage, and this flat damage is really, really strong. And then we take crit multi here and spell damage here, and also here is like movement speed, cast speed, and also damage leech, which is really, really strong node. And movement speed in this build is basically translated into ingress damage because we are using wrong wards. And then we also going to take the intelligence here and also damage leech here. So it's pretty straightforward. And the next one, let's talk about the skill. Now the first thing is the Infernal Shade. So this is basically the main skill that we're going to use. This is the one that's going to deal damage. So the first thing first is this node, Devour in Flame. This is a mandatory node. So you have to go 3 point here, 1 point here. You have to take this node because if you do not take this node, you cannot target your minion with the Infernal Shade. I mean, it's never going to explode, right? This node is the last one you're going to take, and the last 2 nodes that you're going to take is this node and this node. So the first one, you're going to go 3 here, 1 here, you go 1, 1, 1, 2 here, go 3 point here, so and get 1 point here, 5 point here, and 1 point here. All of this is mandatory, and then when you have more skill point, you can add more damage here and more damage here. This is a lot of damage. For me personally, I like to invest a lot on this one because this is also increased area. And in like we call it, if you're talking about clear area, I mean more area is just a better clear. That's about it. But if you're more damage, this 2 node put 2 point here is a better choice. And for the zombie, this one forceful commander. If you do not have the +2 from the nihilist, you're only going to use 2. And when you have the extra 2 skill point, you put it here. But early on, you put 2 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, and 2 point here. And this node will make that when your zombie dies, you're going to have Parasite, which is basically extra minion to blow up. That's basically the point of this node. And then 1 point here, 2 point here, 1 point into here, and 1 point to here. So Mark of Death is a really, really strong debuff, and this is going to reduce all resistance by 25. So this is a very, very strong. This is a very, very strong debuff. And then we go up down 1 point here, 1 point here, and then we put 3 point here and 4 point here. And for the transplant, 3 point here, 2 point here, and get the bone armor. Bone armor will give you more armor, and this is going to increase the duration of the bone armor. And 3 point here for the haste and frenzy durations. And then the priority is put one node here, one node here, one node here, and one node here. Now the important part is, and this node is really good on in terms of mapping, because when you use transplant and when you land on the enemy going to get fear. It's going to give you more time for you to, doing your thing with exploding the minions. And when you have the extra 2 point, take one here and one here. And we're also going to take simulacrums. This is going to give you a minion whenever you do transplant, which is once again more minion, meaning more ammo, more thing to explode. And then we go down here. This basically make you able to get like 3 bone minions. So you can get like extra 3 minions, which is pretty nice. And the next one is Reaper. We start with 1 node here and 4 node here. This is going to give you damage, which is critical chance. And also 3 node here. This is going to give you movement speed, which is also going to translate to damage. And also cast speed, which is pretty important. And the next one is 2 point here, 3 point here. This node is really strong. Basically, your intelligence now give +3 armor. And then 1 node here, because I don't know how to keep my poison resistance. So this is just an easy way to keep the poison resistance. But when I able to find a way to keep my poison resistance, I will put the 1 point back into here. So the intelligence now give +4 armor. And the next one is 3 point here and 5 point here to get more crit multi. And the last one is Death Seal. And Death Seal is pretty straightforward. Like almost every Lich build is going to be the same. Like 5 point here, 3 point here, and 1 point here. And then we put 1 here, and we're going to put 5 here. So basically this node going to make your Death Seal going to release pulse from time to time instead of just once. But the death wave is getting reduced damage, but you get more death wave basically. And this one make the death wave frequency more often and can give them more crit chance. And 3 point here to increase the durations, and 1 point here to prevent the life loss on like any effect. And the last 6 node is really up to you. This is the original one, so 2 point on Necrosis and 4 point on the Leper Skin. When you activate the Death Seal, all the ward will convert into armor. But to be honest, you probably can try to play around with this 6 node. And the next one, let's talk about the items. And all the items that I'm using is still 1 LP. And since this season introduced a new mechanic on the legendary potential systems, basically you can choose 1 afflict. So getting a usable 1 LP become really easy this league. So the first one is Wrong Warps. Try to get cast speed as high as possible. And this one is really good because it's going to give you haste. It's going to give you more spell damage per movement speed. And it's also going to give you cooldown recovery for your teleport and transplant. It's also give you cast speed and movement speed whenever you use your transplant. So this item is really good for speed farming. Because you can move really fast as long as your build can kill things really fast. This item will allow you to go really fast, basically. And for the body armor mantle of the Pale Ox, this one is really strong. So the damage redirected to your highest mid-health minions, so your minion kind of tank a bit for you. And for the LP, go for reduced bonus damage taken from critical strike, because this is the only source we can have it, and also the helmet. So just make sure that you hit 100%. At least try to get as close to 100% as possible. And for the bad immortal oblations, you will get this one from Soulfire Bastions. The same with the glove. And for the belt, look for increased health for the LP1. This is going to help you with survivability. And immortal oblation is the reason why we want a lot of cast speed, because if you see on my debuff, I have Ignite on me. And basically the more Ignite stack you have, you get like 2 flat spell damage per stack. And of course, to get higher stack, you're also going to need higher cast speed and also higher Ignite durations. So there is an enchant on the idol which is going to give you Ignite durations. So this one is what we're looking for. And for the glove, this one is really important. Make sure that your mana cost is at least -11. At least based on this setup. If you go -10, your Infernal Shade will still have some cost. So right now, if you see on my Infernal Shade, the mana cost is 0. But if I put in the -10 one, this one is -10. You can see that I have 2.7 mana cost, and you really do not want any mana cost on your Infernal Shade. So make sure at the very least you have -11, and of course if you're able, get as high spell fire damage as possible, and also as high ingress area as possible. But the most important one is -11 mana cost at the very least. And for the ring, Cyclone Protestants, And this basically make your volatile zombie have a chance to resurrect based on like how many zombie you have. So you only have one. Every time you blow up that zombie, it always going to come back. But the volatile zombie itself going to summon three. So it's just this one is basically just try to help recycle your zombie, and that's about it. And the next ring is Flames of Midnight. And Flame of Midnight is really good because it gives swiftness. Swiftness is 20 movement speed. As we know, more movement speed meaning more damage. And also, Flames of Midnight also give 12% fire penetrations, which is really, really good for this build because we are dealing mostly fire damage. So Flame of Midnight is the other ring that I would recommend, but if you want to, you can also use double Sacred Protections. This will make basically the zombie recycle a little bit more consistent. So for the LP on the ring, you want to have endurance on one of the ring, and for the other ring, you either get physical resistance or void resistance. And this is because on the catalyst, we are looking for void resistance or physical resistance here, and the other one's supposed to be cold rest. In this case, I only get elemental resistance, so I have to make do with what I have. But the idea, if you get resistance here, you will put physical resistance here, because we will need this resistance to cap our resistance. And for the boots, is Blood of the Exile, you get 30% movement speed, and also the LP go for 30% movement speed. This is really, really good because once again, you move faster, and the movement speed also translates into increased spell damage because of the long routes. Now there is another option for the LP, which you can go for the experimental affix, which basically make you every time you teleport or you use transplant, and some of the mini will teleport with you. The problem is you lose 30% increased movement speed, but I personally like the 30% movement speed. So the idea probably is getting 30% movement speed, and also with this node on the Blood of the Exile, but you're going to need 2 LP. But since I just start this build, I don't have the 2 LP yet. I only get 1 LP, so I just go for the 30% increased movement speed. And the relic, we're going to use Twisted Heart of Eucharos. The LP go for +4 Infernal Shade. This is pretty hard to get. It's probably a lot easier if you just go for Runner Havoc. Just find a relic that have a T7 affixes, craft Infernal Shade there, and use Runner Havoc until that Infernal Shade become T7. So that's how I get the extra items to put into Twisted Heart of Eucharos. And for the helmet, this is not exactly the right helmet. Basically, you want a mini critical strike chance, but I don't have that one yet. And then you want that seal, and you want double health. In this one, I have health and armor. Not really ideal, but once again, I just move into this build, so I make do with what I have. And for the helmet, the important part also is the base. You want the Revenant Mask because it gives endurance, and it also gives reduced bonus damage taken from critical strike. So combination this and this will give you basically critical immune. And for the endurance, there's a bit of a problem with the endurance because our endurance threshold is only 500, while we have like 2.6k HP. So if I using the Death Seal, we are kind of locked into like 800. So I should figure out how to get more endurance threshold. And for the catalyst, it also need a very specific base. And the base that we're looking for is Crystal Skull because it gives 6% spell critical strike chance, and this 6% is a base crit if I remember correctly, so this is going to increase your crit by a lot. And for the affixes, we're looking for spell crit and cast speed. Ideally you want the T7 on the cast speed, but this one I got T7 on the spell crit. Like I said, you make do with what you have. And for the suffixes, you want void resistance or physical resistance, like I said, depending on what you get from the ring. And the other one is supposed to be cold rest, and once again, this is elemental rest because this is what I get. And for the idol, the primary idol that you're going to use is this one, double health. So you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. This is going to give you a lot more health, increase your HP by a lot, and therefore make you a lot more tanky. And this one that I'm using right now is a very, very bad roll. So it's 3% and plus 46. It's really bad. It's the lowest roll on the increased health. So you want like 8 so you want at least like 8 to 9%. And get as much health as possible from the idol. And the Weaver idol that I'm using is increased health and any resistance, basically whatever resistance that you need, fire or cold, depending on. And for the smaller one, there is one idol that look like this. It's going to give you final penetrations, but I think the Hell idol is better. And this will require to able to farm Aberrant. But if you can, the LP that you should put on the amulet is chance to shred armor on hit because this is the only source you can get shred armor. And if you do not have Nihilus, I think you can just use Red Amulet. Just find like crit multi, threat armor, like and some resistance. And for the blessing, for the ending the storm, we're going to use lightning resistance. And for the Ace of Winter, we're going to use armor. And for the Spirit of Fire, we're looking for Threat Fire resistance. And for the Reign of Dragon, we look for 20% all resistance. And for the Black Sun, we're going to go for critical multi. There is another option for this one. If you stay early on, the critical section is also not that bad. There's also for resistance if you need to cap your fight resistance. So I think that's all about the build, and if you guys have any questions, leave in the comment below. I will try my best to answer it. And let me know what you guys think about the format. Do the video help you understand the build better, how the build works, and I mean, do I explain the things properly, or there is some information that I should mention here that I do not mention. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one.